You might have thought that with Alan Clark's return to the Hollies in the mid-70s, The Air That I Breathe would have been only the first of a further run of huge hits. Well, it wasn't to be, so join me as I venture again out of the top 40 and into the bottom 60, with a track that should have been another hit. Another Night. Hey, and welcome to Acting is Reacting with me, JSB. So today I'm in 1975 once more, so yes, I'm afraid it is a 50-year flashback. 50-year flashback! Yeah, the visual and sound effects on this channel are just out of this world, aren't they? Yeah. Anyway, so what do you get when you have the Hollies inspired by Steely Dan and have none other than Alan Parsons accompany them on a Moog synthesizer? Well, I'll tell you who that belonged to after we've heard the song. You get Another Night, a track written by lead singer Alan Clark and guitarists Terry Sylvester and Tony Hicks. Now, Sylvester is said to have been the Steely Dan fan. Say that 3 times fast. The Steely Dan fan in the band. Though remember, of course, this is pre-Asia Steely Dan we're talking here, so don't expect anything that smooth. Now, sadly, this track missed the UK charts entirely. In fact, as did everything in the latter half of the 70s, shockingly. And it only made number 71 in the US. But let's give it a fresh listen and see if we think it deserved better. Now. There's that synth. But
Another night, Saturday night, and I'm losing. Another night, Saturday night, and I'm losing. The DJ plays a song from the past I remember. At home, the tight in my arms, she surrender. It's the same old record playing, but it's a different girl that's swaying.
another night, Saturday night, and I'm losing. Yeah, the Hollies don't need 4-part harmony, do they? Sorry.
Another night, Saturday night, and I'm losing.
Especially when I'm still a little bit ill. Sorry. And Tony Hicks on guitar. What an underrated guitar player he is.
As we move round the room, whispering things with my eyes closed, it feels that you're here. Then the music stops. I open my eyes, my fantasy ends. We're not even friends.
Must have been cheery on that bit, huh?
Catch my ride,
I think.
pay my fare on my way home. The same thing every week on my own. Next time around, you might be there. My luck might change, but until then, another night, Saturday night,
Well, it's a winner for me. So if, like me, you'd like that, like this video. Ta. So how did that stall at 71? It's catchy, memorable, relatable, although maybe that's the problem. It's relatable if you're a bit of a loser. Maybe people don't want to admit to being a bit of a loser, so they didn't buy it. That's my best guess. Anyway, some cool sounds in there as well, of course. The standard superb Hollies harmonies and some nice lead vocals from mostly Alan, but also, I believe, Terry at one point there. And that MOOG from Alan Parsons. So what happened there was this synthesizer had been left lying around in Abbey Road Studios, where, of course, the Hollies were recording, by some bloke you might have heard of, a chap called Paul McCartney. Now, I don't think they actually asked him if they could use it, but I'm sure he would have said yes. He was a friendly sort of chap. Anyway, obviously, Parsons had been involved with a lot of Holly stuff over the years, engineering and mixing and later producing, and he would, very shortly after this, use both Terry Sylvester and Alan Clark on the first couple of Alan Parsons project albums. And as ever, the Hollies themselves maintain the immense musicianship, particularly Tony Hicks on guitar. I mean, he is truly one of the great unsung guitar players of the last 60 years, I would go as far as to say, honestly. So yeah, I can't really work up a particularly rational explanation as to how that wasn't a smash hit 50 years ago, but as I think you guessed, I love it, and I think it should have joined their long line of enormous hits. But what can you do? In fact, apart from one particularly duff track on that album, the entire Another Night album stands as one of the finest in their catalogue, in my opinion, but it only managed to scrape to number 123 in the States. So I wasn't too surprised when recently I had a poll up for which album I should cover 4 songs from in my random 4-play series, but I was pleased to see that Another Night did get a respectable level of voting for it. Obviously, it didn't win, and the one that did was up on Friday, which was, of course, No Jacket Required from Mr. Phil Collins, a slightly better known album. But hey, I had to acknowledge its anniversary one way or another. So that's what we did today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now, if you're a proper Hollies fan, you'll know that the album actually yielded a second low charting single that again should have been a huge hit, but I might save that for a song war between their version and the original by a then largely unknown artist by the name of Bruce Springsteen. Meanwhile, I can, on one side of my head, offer my thoughts on the first single from the return of Alan Clark era of the Hollies, so I will just say bye for now, but not for long.
Acting is reacting. This does not mean acting again.